Urban Artificial Intelligence Strategic Thinking Media Platform. We got to get into the halftime show, Kendrick Lamar. Now, it was a terrible Super Bowl. The Eagles took off on the Chiefs. Salute to the Eagles, man. Big time win there. But we got to talk about the most entertaining part of the Super Bowl. It was the halftime show, in my opinion. Now, I thought this was a great halftime show. Let me say that before I get into any of the other deeper things going on with the situation. It was a good halftime show, in my opinion. Great visuals, a great set. I like the choreography. I like the dancers. I like the color schemes, red, white, and blue. We seen Samuel L. Jackson with the whole Uncle Sam get up with, almost like skits. This was creative. In my opinion, this was creative. I've never seen such an interactive Super Bowl performance. So this was a creative performance from Kendrick Lamar. The camera angles was crazy. A lot of the camera angles and a lot of the shots that the videographer was getting, it seemed like I was watching a music video. It was some angles and some shots that it didn't even look like a performance. It didn't even look like a live televised performance. It looked like a music video that had hours, days, weeks of production. So salute to Kendrick Lamar on that. He thought outside of the box. He moved around. He didn't just stand in one solitary spot and rap. He did something out of the box. So I got to salute him for that. But surprisingly, this performance is getting more negative feedback than I thought it would. I'm seeing people on my timeline say that this was boring, it was lackluster, they would have preferred Wayne and Drake. But I want to ask y'all this. I want y'all to get in the comments and let me know, how did y'all feel about the Super Bowl performance? For the people saying that it was boring and it was lackluster, what would y'all have preferred? I even heard somebody said this wasn't hip hop. He said that he felt like Kendrick didn't do none of his, his grassroots underground songs. I think people wanted more of his B-side songs. Let me say that. Let me use that terminology. People wanted his B-side stuff, not as much of the pop stuff. But hey, that's the crowd that he's playing to. That's the environment that is called for. So I'm not mad at the track listing. I'm not mad at the track listing and the set. The audio set was actually leaked. DJ Academics revealed what songs was going to be played, what he was going to perform, what tracks was going to be played, and that did match the actual tracks that was played. So DJ Academics, man, he got some type of inside scoop throughout the whole Kendrick and Drake battle. He been having all type of inside information. So salute to DJ Academics. That was basically proof that some of his inside information do come from credible sources who are on the inside. But let me know what y'all thought about the overall performance on a scale from 1 to 10. On a scale from 1 to 10, I would give that performance an 8.7. You know what I'm saying? An 8.7. It was very few things that I seen wrong with that performance. A lot of people saying they couldn't hear him, that the audio wasn't good. I heard him pretty clearly. SZA sounded great. SZA looked great. He had some new ice that was blinging. A lot of people are already making conspiracy theories about what the A mean. In my opinion, it looks like the A from the PG Lang. Other people were saying it meant A minor or it was for Aubrey. I don't know, man. That was kind of crazy. Some of the stuff on Twitter and Reddit was kind of crazy. But get in the comments, man. Let me know what y'all thought about the whole aesthetic of it. I think they did good. I think it was a great overall performance. Now, another conversation, all right? The conversation that I want to spend the majority of this video on, people saying he performed not like us. He called Drake out. He said Drake's name. He said everything that people thought he wouldn't. Does that mean the beef is over? Does that mean that the beef is over? I want y'all to get in the comments. Let me know what y'all think. Does this mean that the beef is over? Was this the last final hit? Was this the last punch? Was this the last strike? Was this the TKO? Was this the knockout blow from Kendrick Lamar? Let me know. Let me know what y'all think. I still find it funny that people think this beef is just going to go away, especially after this. Now that we've seen how Drake is behaving, how he's taking this L, he's not just sitting back in the corner and taking it. He's moving, he's shaking, he's trying to sue the label, whatever he's doing, he's just keeping it moving. I think that's going to continue. But I feel like obviously Drake is gonna see this, gonna hear about the performance. He gonna see Serena crip walking, all right, his ex crip walking in a diss performed at the Super Bowl is insane. But I don't think this is over, y'all. I don't think this is over, and I'm gonna tell you why. The reason that it's not over is Drake couldn't let the earlier things go. All right, he couldn't let the earlier things go, and I think that he's learning to sit with this loss, but he's still gonna throw jabs here and there. And I think the same thing is going for Kendrick, man. Kendrick during the Super Bowl preview, he threw shots at Drake when we first found out that he was going to be performing at the Super Bowl. He said it's no do-overs, it's no whatever the case may be, and we all know he was referring to Drake. Y'all, this whole performance had things about Drake in it. He looked at the camera when he said, "Hey Drake," all right, saying certain lines, looking at the camera. Once the lights went off after the performance, the in the audience, it was another banner of lights that read "Game Over." All right, the configuration on the field, the dancers were configured like PlayStation icons with the X, the square, the triangle, and the O. So it was like a controller on the field, and then in the crowd it said "Game Over." That is another shot at Drake, y'all. That's another shot at Drake. This is Kendrick saying this is the kill shot. This is the death shot. All right, for all the people who were saying Kendrick doesn't need Drake or whatever the case may be, or he don't need Drake to sell albums. I agree with that. I agree with that 100%. But when Kendrick makes things about Drake, it's going to continue to feed that narrative, all right? And I'm not saying that this whole thing was about Drake. The whole Super Bowl halftime show was not about Drake. Like I said, SZA came out. She sounded good. She looked great. This is one of her best performances that I've seen. Kendrick looked sharp. He looked on point. He sounded great, but he did perform Euphoria and Not Like Us. Why perform Euphoria? I don't know. Besides being petty, a lot of people in that crowd probably didn't even know what Euphoria was. They didn't know how significant that song was. Maybe they knew it about Not Like Us, but Euphoria, no. I don't think a lot of the people knew it was a Drake diss. That's another thing that I was hearing. People saying the demographic for that crowd, for that arena, for that event wasn't a Kendrick Lamar type of crowd. And I'm hearing people saying that the crowd was dry. The crowd was dry. Some of the songs that were less popish that Kendrick Lamar rapped to, people didn't know what was going on. All right, they didn't know what the song was about. They don't understand how deep the song is. And Samuel L. Jackson, in the little intro, he kind of alluded to that, saying squabble up, "Oh, that's too ghetto. That's too ghetto. Switch it to something else." So Kendrick Lamar is very cerebral, and he understands what's going on. He knew people would have that type of attitude toward his music in that arena. He probably was already expecting that. That's why he had Samuel L. Jackson say that in the skit, because he knew that's what people would be saying. That was a smart move, in my opinion, for him to do that. Kendrick even took a shot at Drake suing him at one point when he was teasing the Not Like Us song, because they kept teasing it throughout the night, acting like they was going to play it. They finally did. Like I said, he said Drake name. He said a lot of stuff, man. He basically rapped the whole first verse pretty much going in on Drake. But while he was teasing it, as they was playing the beat and stopping it, playing the beat and stopping it, he said, "I would perform y'all's favorite song, but people like to sue me." Another direct shot at Drake. So that's about 4 shots that he took at Drake, man. I didn't think Kendrick Lamar would go this far. I didn't think he would go that far. I thought at the most he would perform Not Like Us. I wasn't expecting Euphoria. I wasn't expecting all these side shots at Drake. And Drake is going to address this in some way or another, whether it's in a record, whether it's in a post. Drake is going to address this. And I think he is going to be dissing Kendrick on his album, not this new one that's coming up with Party Next Door. On his solo album, he will be addressing all the Super Bowl stuff, all right? When Jay-Z start getting dissed, Kendrick Lamar gonna be dissed. Everybody who was a part of the Super Bowl thing, Serena, they all probably gonna get dissed. This is not the end of this, man. This is not the end of this. This in my opinion, is probably the peak of Not Like Us. And I'm saying that from an impact point, from an impact standpoint, obviously not from a sales standpoint. The sales and the plays and the streams of Not Like Us have went way down since from when it first dropped. I know that, but understanding the cultural impact of the song, it being performed at the Super Bowl makes this the biggest, most effective diss song of all time. I don't think people understand how crazy this is for one of the biggest rappers in the world to be dissing the other biggest rapper in the world on one of the biggest performance stages in the country. It's crazy. It will never happen again. And I don't think that this is done. This is not something that just ends, y'all. We've never seen a beef to this magnitude. So for the people who think Kendrick Lamar is just about to say that at the Super Bowl and that's how this is going to end, no, no. I disagree respectfully. But get in the comments, man. I want to know what y'all think about this, what y'all thought about the show, what y'all thought about the quality of the show, what y'all think about Kendrick's song selection. All right, what do y'all think about that? What y'all think about the demographics? And how do y'all think Drake is going to respond to this? How do y'all think he's going to respond? I feel like he's going to respond in some way. You know, he's going to take shots back at Kendrick. But I want to know what y'all think, man. Urban Artificial Intelligence, Strategic Thinking Media Platform. The Kendrick versus Drake beef is not over just yet, man. I think we got some residuals coming for it. We're going to see real soon. Like, share, subscribe, help the channel grow. If you enjoy this content, I'm going to see y'all in the next episode. Peace.